Listen y'all, just when we thought the drama between 50 Cent and Big Meech couldn't get any messier, 50 turned the petty all the way up. Now he's coming for Buoie, calling him out for betrayal. And to make it worse, Buoie is being labeled a snitch just like Big Meech. But what really went down, and why is 50 putting Buoie on blast? Grab your popcorn, because we're breaking it all down.
Are you showing and performing at the Big Meech party? Yeah, I'm performing. I gave Big Meech my word, that I was gonna perform, and I give a man my word, that's my word. I don't know what's going on, I can't just pull away from not performing over something, they got going on with 50 and all this going on.
It turns out 50 Cent is officially labeling Buoie as an op after old clips resurfaced of Buoie announcing he'd be performing at Big Meech's Welcome Back concert. But that wasn't even the worst part. Other clips also show Buoie taking shots at 50, straight up saying that if he were Lil Meech, he would have told 50 to back off. And let's just say, 50 didn't take that lightly. Just like Rick Ross, Buoie has now made an enemy in the wrong one. Because if there's one thing everybody knows about 50 Cent, it's that when he feels betrayed, he takes the petty to the next level and cuts people off without looking back. Recently, he's been coming for Buoie from every angle, while also doubling down on his accusations that Big Meech is a rat. And trust me, 50 isn't letting this one slide anytime soon. In the past, Buoie has always stood firm against anyone he believed was snitching. Just look at how he called out Alpo. So when it came to Big Meech, people expected Buoie to keep that same energy. But instead, he defended Meech, claiming he hadn't seen any paperwork, proving that Meech actually snitched on anyone. That had people side-eyeing him hard, especially since Charleston White had already been saying Buoie would eventually fold. And let's not forget when Buoie even suspected T.I. might have been an informant, he immediately scrapped their joint album, making it clear he had a strict no-snitch policy no matter who it was. But now it looks like all that tough talk might have only applied to certain people. However, Buoie quickly shut down rumors that he was paid to perform at Meech's concert. In his own words, he said, "No, I'm not doing no show for free. Y'all think I would charge someone who just came home? Y'all must think I'm heartless." But whether or not he's telling the truth is still up for debate. 50 Cent and his followers weren't buying Buoie's story, and soon everyone was, accusing him of picking and choosing which industry rats to call out. Now, if you've been keeping up with the drama between 50 Cent and Big Meech, then you already know 50 has been sounding the alarm about Meech for weeks. He took to Instagram with a now-deleted post that sent social media into a frenzy. Along with a photo of a big rat, 50 dropped a caption that got everyone talking. He wrote, "I think I'm Big Meech." Many saw this as a double jab, obviously, one aimed at Big Meech and the other at Rick Ross, since the line comes straight from Ross's song, BMF. If that wasn't enough, 50 doubled down, adding, "The biggest mistake I ever made was sustaining my relationship with Tammy Cowins. Her Talal docuseries reveals the truth." Now, everyone was wondering, what exactly is in this documentary, and what does 50 know that the rest of us don't? 50 even shared a phone call he had with Tammy Cowins, where she seemed to be warming up to spilling the beans about Big Meech. Honestly, the drama was getting too real. Part of the reason the internet was shocked by 50's accusations is because, when Big Meech first got out of prison, photos of him and 50, both smiling, went viral. But then, out of nowhere, things took a wild turn earlier this February, when 50 started coming at Meech online. Here's the backstory. Meech was sentenced back in 2008 to 30 years in prison, but somehow he walked free in his 18th year. Let's be real, that definitely raised eyebrows in the streets, and that's exactly where the drama started. But trust me, it goes way deeper than that. To someone like 50 Cent, the whole situation felt suspicious, and it wasn't just speculation. He went after Big Meech from every angle online. For one, Tammy Cowins, Meech's longtime business associate, was rumored to have flipped and become an FBI informant after Meech went to jail. Here's the kicker. Meech had literally sold her the rights to his life story, giving her control over everything BMF related while he was behind bars. But it doesn't stop there. The deeper you dig, the messier it gets. According to WAC 100, Big Meech was allegedly feeding information to Tammy Cowins while he was still in prison, sharing everything. While Big Meech was behind bars, Tammy Cowins was allegedly passing information to the FBI, and that exchange supposedly helped Meech get out early. But here's where it gets even messier. Tammy wasn't just any business associate, she was also 50 Cent's co-producer on the Black Mafia Family TV series, which stars Lil Meech, Big Meech's own son, playing him on the show. Tammy and Big Meech go way back to 2007. They worked closely together, and by their own words, their relationship was more than just business, if you catch my drift. This is where things get really interesting, because many people believe that, somewhere along the line, Tammy may have developed feelings for Big Meech and mixed business with personal matters. Back in 2014, while Meech was still in prison for dealing with illegal substances, Tammy didn't hold back when talking about her bond with him in the media. She even called him her best friend and said, "I can tell you, this has been one of the best experiences in my life, to have him as my best friend." And you know when someone who's been writing for you for years suddenly turns their back after publicly calling you their best friend. You must have messed up big time. For 50 Cent, Big Meech's biggest mistake was cutting ties with Tammy because now she was allegedly about to spill everything in an upcoming tell-all series, which by the way, 50 himself is said to be producing. To drive his point home, 50 took to Instagram again, posting a video of a man talking about being a snitch with Big Meech's head photoshopped on it. 50 was making it crystal clear that he wasn't holding back. Now, a lot of people believe Tammy turned on Big Meech for one of two reasons. Either he wanted to get his life rights back from her after she had handled everything for him while he was locked up, or she felt sidelined and betrayed by him. Either way, if Meech really did cooperate with authorities while in prison, he should have kept that information between him and Tammy, because she was the one person who knew everything. For years, Tammy dedicated her career to making sure Meech got out of prison and had everything in place when he returned. But while all of this was happening, Meech didn't just sit back and let the internet run wild with rumors. He came out and denied the allegations, saying the only reason he got out early was because of an amendment to the law, not because he cooperated with anyone. Still, this explanation didn't sit right with a lot of people. Here's why. In 2012, a judge only reduced Meech's sentence by 3 years, citing good conduct and the First Step Act as the reason. And let's be real, there's a huge difference between 3 years and the 12 years that actually got shaved off his sentence. Meech didn't stop there. He even made a video response directly addressing the snitching allegations. And let's just say, his explanation had people even more divided. I
wasn't going to address this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amarant Arena, February 13th.
Before all the explanations, Big Meech thought he could match 50 Cent's level of pettiness, but he failed miserably. He tried to clap back by posting a photo of himself with 50's face covered with a rat-holding cheese sticker, calling him an internet gangster. Still figuring out the internet, he probably thought it was clever, but that move backfired hard. Instead of shutting down the rumors, it only made things worse. People weren't here for these games. They wanted Meech to address the accusations directly, not throw subliminals. Things got even messier when 50 found out his longtime rival, Rick Ross, was promoting Meech's concert set for February 13th. At that point, it wasn't just about Meech anymore, this was turning into a full war. Think about it. 50 had been holding Meech down for years, helping his son make money while Meech was locked up, even creating a whole TV show for his benefit and legacy. Then Meech finally gets out of jail, and instead of showing loyalty to 50, he links up with 50's biggest enemy, a man who's been dissing 50 for decades. Not only that, he lets Ross endorse his concert publicly. Imagine how that looked. Rick Ross, 50's longtime rival, publicly co-signing Big Meech, acting like he's the one keeping it real. Meanwhile, 50, the guy who backed Meech's son and kept BMF's name alive, was watching the whole thing like, oh, so this is how we're doing now. Seeing this unfold, 50 didn't hold back. He straight up threatened to cancel the BMF series, where Lil Meech stars as his father. That's when fans knew things were getting serious. 50 even went as far as unfollowing Meech. Lil Meech posted on Instagram, and then added some extra shade on his story, saying he'd be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He even joked, "I'll give Mona Scott a call for him later today." At this point, Lil Meech had to make a choice fast: his career and financial security, or his dad, who had just gotten out of jail with nothing. In a leaked DM that 50 Cent posted online, Lil Meech was seen dissing both his dad and Rick Ross, while practically begging 50 not to cancel the BMF series. The message read, "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram. And now you're managing Skillababy with Rocketwin. I brought him around first. You didn't even know who he was. Now you're mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this. I've only shown you love and loyalty. I go through my own stuff, but I never switched up on you. F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet is just throwing me off. You know me in real life." Lil Meech wasn't just defending himself, he also addressed his dad's link-up with Rick Ross, making it clear where he stood. F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts, referencing the BMF series on Stars. It was obvious that Lil Meech was feeling intense pressure, but 50 Cent hit back with a cold, short response: "Next season, Little Ninja." That reply hit Lil Meech hard. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a dagger straight to the heart. The sad truth is, the person suffering the most in all this is Lil Meech. He's taking a huge hit, all because of his dad. People have been wondering why 50 Cent had to be so petty, but it seems he wanted to send a message to Big Meech, and he definitely did. Here's the twist. Many believe Lil Meech dissing his dad to 50 actually backfired. Instead of showing loyalty, it probably made 50 think, "If you can turn on your own pops this easily, how do I know you won't flip on me next?" And let's not forget 50's own son, Maris, who flipped on him in 2018 after being seen with 50's enemy, Supreme McGriff's son. 50 felt betrayed then, and now, it seems history is repeating itself. Recently, fans noticed how defeated Lil Meech looked online. Not only did his private conversation with 50 get leaked, but it also didn't change 50's mind about ending the series. Meanwhile, people like Buoie have been clowning Lil Meech all over social media, calling him out for trying to suck up to 50. Buoie even said, quote, "From Buoie would go here, paragraph."
Let's go to war, nigga, fuck you. And everything this nigga, fuck you. I don't know what Meech was on some. Nigga, my phone, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Right now, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. My son, nigga, you nigga, my nigga, I ain't gonna go against this brand. Fuck that. I would like that.
50 Cent clapped back at Buoie after Buoie threw jabs at him. 50 said, "I did more for Lil Meech than anyone else in his life. Buoie. That's why he responds to me like that. If he ever gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls to bail him out every time." When I saw him laughing at his dad's post, I said, "Oh, he's a snake for rolling with him." Now that Buoie has made it clear whose side he's on, it looks like he might become the next Rick Ross in 50's eyes. But let's be real, nobody can replace Ross at the top. Fans are split on this drama. Some say 50 has every right to be petty and take down anyone siding with his enemies. Others are criticizing him for dragging a 24-year-old into his feud with Lil Meech's father. Things get even messy as some people are even calling 50 a bully, accusing him of trying to intimidate not just Lil Meech but also Buoie. So, what do you think about this latest beef? Is 50 Cent taking things too far with the Big Meech drama? And is it fair that Lil Meech is paying the price for his dad's fallout with 50? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss any of this celebrity drama.